Welcome to Ancient Stoic Secrets, where we explore the silent truths modern men carry. Today's topic is rarely discussed, yet deeply felt. What does a man actually think after intimacy? It's not just about lust, not always. Because for many men, those quiet moments afterward are surprisingly loud, filled with unspoken thoughts and feelings. He might lie there staring at the ceiling, asking questions even he didn't know he had. Why did that feel empty? Why do I suddenly feel exposed? For some, intimacy is a mirror, reflecting back more than skin. It shows him where he is emotionally, how safe he feels, and sometimes, how lonely he really is. So today we'll go beneath the surface, beyond the cliches of masculinity, to explore what's really happening inside a man's heart after closeness. Because behind the silence is not nothing, it's everything. Let's dive in. 1. The search for meaning beyond pleasure. After the passion fades, many men experience something unexpected, a strange sense of emptiness. Not because it wasn't good, but because it didn't answer something deeper. He might ask himself, did this mean anything? To her? To me? Society taught him to chase the act, not understand the aftermath. And so he lies there, not in regret, but in quiet reflection. It's like finishing a great meal, only to realize you're still starving, for connection, not consumption. He may think back to times he confused sex with love, and how it always ended in confusion. Eventually, he begins to crave something more enduring. Touch is no longer enough. He wants to be seen, known, and held in more than just body. That's when real intimacy begins, not just in the act, but in what follows. Because the truth is, pleasure fades, meaning stays. 2. Vulnerability hits, when the lights go out. In the hush that follows closeness, something unexpected creeps in. Vulnerability. He may not say it. He may not even know how to name it. But deep down, there's a whisper. Was I enough? He thinks about what he gave, his time, his trust, his openness. Especially for men who've been hurt before, those moments reopen quiet wounds. He remembers the time someone left without a word, or when she acted like the night meant nothing. So now, even in connection, he holds something back. Not because he's cold, but because he's cautious. Being fully seen, emotionally and physically, feels risky. And in that stillness, he wonders, is she here for me or just for now? For many men, this is the moment that determines whether they'll lean in or start to pull away. Not every wall is built from ego. Sometimes it's built from experience. 3. A test of emotional safety. Intimacy is more than physical for many men. It's a test of emotional safety. He doesn't just notice how she touches him, but how she treats him afterward. Does she hold him a little longer, or does she turn cold and distant? One man told me, "We just made love, and then she got up to check emails. I felt like a ghost in my own bed." These little moments are louder than we think, because men, too, are watching for signs. Can I be open here? Am I safe to stay soft? When the answer feels like no, he doesn't fight. He retreats. Next time, he may not bring all of himself. He'll show up, but not show his heart. Because for men, emotional rejection after physical closeness cuts deeper than we admit. So when he seems distant after intimacy, it might not be detachment, it might be self-protection. 4. Masculinity and the myth of detachment. Culture tells men to be cool after sex, stoic, aloof, detached. He's supposed to roll over, throw on his shirt, and act like it was nothing. But inside, many men feel more than they're ever allowed to show. He might feel bonded, curious, even hopeful. Yet there's this internal voice that warns, don't catch feelings. Because if he does, he risks being mocked, misunderstood, or dismissed. So he plays the role, strong, unaffected, while craving something real beneath the surface. This disconnect creates tension. He wants closeness but also dignity, vulnerability but also respect. And in that push and pull, silence often wins. But silence isn't emptiness. It's a man's quiet way of carrying feelings he's been told he can't speak aloud. And maybe it's time we let go of that myth, that detachment is masculine. 5. Remembering past wounds. Intimacy can open more than hearts. It can reopen scars, especially if a man has been hurt, used, or abandoned before. He might remember the woman who disappeared after their deepest night, or the one who laughed at his softness. One man told me, "She kissed me like I mattered, then never returned my call." That memory lives in his body. So even when the present feels safe, he might hesitate. He may ask himself, is this real, or is this another setup for pain? This doesn't mean he doesn't care. It means he's protecting what's left of his trust. Every man carries a story no one sees. And sometimes the silence after intimacy isn't rejection. It's a shield, quietly saying, "I've been broken before. Please be careful with me." Because once trust is shattered, it's no longer given. It must be rebuilt gently, slowly, over time. 6. The question of emotional reciprocity. In the quiet afterward, a man wonders something simple but powerful. Did she feel what I felt? Not just attraction, but presence, real connection. He notices the little things. Did she stay close or turn away? Did she talk or scroll her phone? Does she seem lighter or distant? He's not asking for declarations of love, just a signal that the moment mattered to her too. When he feels emotionally matched, his guard drops. He breathes easier. But when he feels alone in it, like he was just part of the plan, he quietly withdraws. Presence means more than performance. Men may not ask, but they feel when they're being emotionally met or emotionally left, and sometimes the difference between closeness and confusion is whether she stays present for 10 extra seconds. Connection is built in those tiny, ordinary moments. 7. When intimacy sparks self-reflection. Oddly, after intimacy, many men don't just reflect on her, they reflect on themselves. That stillness unlocks big questions. Am I truly happy? Is this the life I want? Am I choosing love or escaping loneliness? The physical act becomes a portal to old memories, unmet needs, even future fears. Especially for men over 40, these moments hit deeper. He may compare this connection to past heartbreaks, or wonder if he's repeating the same emotional loops. Sometimes being with someone brings clarity. Other times it brings doubt. But either way, the act becomes more than passion. It becomes a mirror, not of the body, but of the soul. And in that reflection, a man may begin to redefine what intimacy means to him, moving forward. It's not just about who he's with, but who he is when he's with them. The unspoken voice of men. Here's what most won't say out loud, but it's true. After intimacy, men feel deeply. It's not just a physical release, it's a quiet flood of thoughts, fears, hopes, and history. We may not speak it, but we carry it. That moment afterward, it's where our masks slip off, if only for a second. So if you're a man watching, this space is for you. If you've ever felt confused, exposed, or quietly hopeful after closeness, you're not broken. You're human. And if you're a woman, your understanding is rare and powerful. This is ancient Stoic secrets, where we unpack the invisible weight men carry. If this message spoke to something inside you, subscribe now. Join a growing tribe of men and allies who are ready to live with honesty, depth, and strength that doesn't hide. Because in a world that asks men to stay silent, this is where we speak.